All right, everyone. Good morning. It's about 10 past 8, 9 here. And right now, looking at a relatively slow morning. I haven't gotten any trades yet. We haven't really had a lot that's made big moves. The biggest one was our leading gapper right now, which is up 36%, TSAT. Had some news out this morning, had earnings at 6:35, and then let's see, so there are a couple headlines. There were report of private issuer pursuant to these rules, earnings, and then a contract. So kind of a couple things all came at once, and this ended up popping up to a high of 16, which is no doubt impressive. It's always nice to see a big move like that. But again, it's kind of like a one-hit wonder. It was one move, and that was it. And it was on relatively light volume. So, it kind of just went right here and has been below VWAP pretty much since. So unfortunately, I don't see any trades on this one. Let me switch this time frame here to 5 minute. So I don't see anything on this one here. Daily 10-second. And that's our leading gapper. It's only up 37% right now. So I'm still working on the firehouse. Construction should be done in October. It's it's coming along pretty well for to answer that question about the firehouse. So right before the COVID lockdown, I bought a old firehouse built in around 1900, and it was in pretty bad shape. A lot of asbestos, lead, stuff like that. Needed a lot of work, a lot of repairs. Needed, the roof was leaking, a lot of brick work. It's a brick building. So, anyways, and then, going into this sort of pandemic period, it was really hard to find materials. Some of the materials got back ordered. It's a historic building, so I had to get permission to use the materials I was using, the historic whatever it is. I had to approve them. So they approved specific materials, and then some of those ended up being very difficult to find. Anyways, it has been a longer project than I expected it would be, but it's coming along pretty well. So let's see. But then also my youngest son was born and in 2020, and so my bandwidth to make those videos has shrunken a bit. I do still make maple syrup. In the spring, late winter, early spring. So my position on Procter Gamble, my options trade, that's going to be a 100% winner by the end of the day today when those options expire, pending anything really ridiculous happening. But that I'll lock up for 100% profit. So that'll be later today. Pepsi, still holding this. No change in that position. So a couple large cap, longer term holds. Still looking at Caterpillar. The thing I like about Caterpillar is there's some nice premium on the options, but the price is higher. The thing with some of these is like sometimes you just kind of have to break the ice and start trading it, because if you try to time the market, you're never, it's impossible to get perfect timing. So if you like the company, you like what they do, you think they're going to be around in 10 years, then you can break the ice and then start selling options against your position, and that right there starts to reduce your cost basis effectively. So I taught the first options class several years ago, oh, quite a long time ago now. And then I taught a newer one in 2020 or 2021, and I'm going to reteach that one in the coming weeks. So you guys will get an updated version of that coming soon. So yesterday was a green day, uh, but I wasn't able to recoup all of the loss from Tuesday. So right now I am red on the week, or the loss from Wednesday. Yeah, the loss from Wednesday. So right now I'm red on the week. I'm in a little bit of a rut. A little sad about it. But, this is part of trading, so they say. So these are my metrics here. It's kind of, I'm just periodically hitting these kind of red days. My biggest red day of the year right now is 11,400. That was my worst day of the year, which all things considered is not too bad. My worst day is smaller in dollar amount than my biggest green day, certainly at least in this 90-day period, but that's the biggest red day I've had this year. So yeah, this year's kind of been I've just had a lot of these sort of like up and down, kind of, a little bit of progress and then a setback, little progress, then a setback. Just been a slow year. Daily trading volume is a lot lighter. I'm not trading as much. A lot of days I'm hitting 100% accuracy, which is great. So taking, 3-4 trades, green on all of them, and then I'm done. But then, of course, I'm having a few days where I'm red on 4 out of 5 stocks I trade. So let's see. Win-loss expectation. Yeah, so that's kind of what this year's looked like right here. Just a lot. It's just like a little choppy, but green is good. So biggest drawdown this year was 18,000. Right now I'm in a drawdown of 11,500. So I have a little bit of ground, to make up here in August. Although last year, interestingly, August was my best month of the year. I finished up like 200 grand. This year, August is slow for me. But I think this for me, I've been spending a lot of time out in the garden. I've got my raspberry bushes, my blueberry bushes. I'm trying to spend time a little bit away from the computer to recharge my batteries a little bit. So when the market's hot, I can come back and really fire on all cylinders. The thing is, I feel like right now the return on investment, the ROI for each hour I spend trading is a lot lower than it was maybe even in January or February. It's just the market's a little slower. And I think some people take the approach of, well, I'm just going to keep pushing, and if I have to sit here 8 hours or whatever, I'm just going to keep pushing, even if they're only making an average of a very low amount per hour. And I can understand that, especially earlier in your career, because you feel like you need to make a certain amount of money, and you know, you don't feel maybe worthy of taking a break. On the other hand, for someone who's been doing this for a while, uh, I sort of feel like it does make sense to ask yourself if this is a time where the extra effort is worth the return, and if it isn't better to um, diversify your time with other things that either help you recharge your batteries or potentially generate some income. I mean, I'm not selling my blueberries or my raspberries or my maple syrup, but they do give me a lot of satisfaction. Self sufficiency is very important to me. So having, you know, not that I'm growing a lot of my own food, but you know, any extent that I can do that and build on that skill makes me feel good. Just like saving, money feels like, making money in my retirement, saving a little feels like getting ready for winter, kind of the saving your acorns for a long winter. But there's other ways that I can do that. And but then on the other hand, I do have some side projects I've been doing that have been nice and productive. I'm writing now for Entrepreneur. You guys can see that. I've got another article that's going to come out soon. So, I have some things that I'm doing on the side that are enjoyable, some writing and things like that. But all that is to say that there are times you'll find in trading, especially if you do it for a long time, when you're getting more ROI from your trades or less. And I guess it's up to you to decide how you want to allocate your time. But this is a day where I probably could have just looked at my phone and seen that the leading gapper is only up 38% and said, you know what, doesn't look hot today. I'm just gonna call it a day. So, it's just my 2 cents. We've got about 8.5 minutes, the opening bell, 9 minutes, the opening bell. Yeah, if you'd like to buy a shirt, you're welcome to buy a shirt. We set our profit margin on this at 0, so we don't make money on these items. This is, we have a drop. If you'd like to wear a swimsuit, um, you know, I haven't seen anyone do that, but listen, we like to give you the options. The trash panda, my old friend the raccoon, uh, a basic pillow, just a basic pillow. And listen, I asked my friend Aaron if he would draw a picture of me, and I said, Aaron, I want this to look as realistic as possible. Don't flatter me. Just keep it real. And he said, Ross, you can count on me. This is going to be the realest portrait you've ever seen. Uh, and this is what he came back with. So, should you like something like this on a water bottle? Uh, you're welcome. You're welcome to do that. But again, like I said, we use a drop ship company, so I'm not packaging these like in my garage, and I don't have a inventory. So drop ship companies have to make their profit. They print and everything else, and it's not super super cheap. But anyways, for the person that did ask about that. So, and I've got some videos that I still have to work on editing from the trip to Colorado and the trip in Italy. This new computer has been a lot faster with video editing, which is nice. The Falcon F30, which I wasn't expecting. I mean, makes sense. It's a newer computer, but it's a lot faster rendering and doing video work. So that's kind of cool. TSAT back at 44%. And yes, so we have a new update here showing news headlines in this window. So just noticing here, this is the first time I pulled up the level 2. TSAT is easy to borrow. Interesting. Coming right into the VWAP, volume weight average price. That's a tricky spot to be a buyer. So I'm not going to fall into the bull trap. I use Adobe Premiere. I don't know what other people use, but that's what I use. So, it's always nice to see a stock go up. A little annoying when you do not expect it to do that, but unfortunately, with this being easy to borrow, I'm not willing to trade this up here. So good luck if you trade it, but the easy to borrow for me is going to be that's going to be a no for me, dog. Not in this market. The F30 is great. So I have two F15s. I have, you guys can see here. Let's see, it's a little bigger. So I've got let's see if this works better. Wow. I guess maybe like this is better. So anyways, yeah, I've got this right here, which is an F15, that one. This is a really good machine. I like this one a lot. I've had it for about a year. It's by Falcon. This is my F30, and it's not that big. I mean, it's bigger, but it's not that much heavier. And then right here, this is my old F15, which was the first one that I got, and I love this one. This one we've had some good times together. We've traveled all over the place together, me and this computer. So really like this one a lot. And then I have an F30 that I got in like 2018 or 2019. And that one is like a huge computer. It is like 2.5 inches. It's like a natural history book or something. It's such a thick computer. It's very, very heavy. It's extremely loud. And that one at this point I've pretty much decommissioned. I don't use it because the fan is so loud. The new F30 is quieter, so I prefer it. which is kind of a bummer because I got the original F30 I got when I was still trading in my office in downtown, and I the and it was right before COVID. So like I was using it, and then I moved home here and started trading from home when we had like the lockdown, whatever. And then I just, kind of the computer just sat down there for a couple years, didn't really use it at all, and I just eventually kind of was like, well, these ones are working better and they're quieter. It's just like having a loud fan next to your ear when you're trading. It's kind of obnoxious. So, wow, it looks like we're coming into the open here. Overall market, S&P. Oops, did I just lose data? No. S&P pulling back a little bit. Small cap market feels kind of slow. So being patient, looking for A quality setups. I'm not willing to break the ice on something that's B or C. I'd rather have a no trade day if I can avoid a red day. So accuracy is what I'm focusing on. Yeah, I did talk to them about replacing the fan. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't do that because it's gonna run. It'll overheat. It's a high, really, really souped up computer. It needs that fan. But then I think they made the new version better to accommodate what maybe other people were talking about as well. All right, so that's it for the morning show. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, great weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday morning for those on YouTube. Warrior members will keep trading here. Reminders always that trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success. So take it slow and practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. No trades for me so far today.